Are you ready?
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
You know, they have those nerds clusters, which is new. Yeah, which is good. 10-5! Touchdown!
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
What are we doing?
Wild long faces. We're not dead yet.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Yeah, let's go. Press Box After Dark. We're up and running. It's our first actual episode. I can't believe we're here. Episode 0. I guess we did that. We just did that, but we're here. It's Press Box After Dark. It's been 2 years coming, and I guess we'll just go around the horn and say who we are one time, and then we'll just kind of do this thing, right? So I'm Zach, I guess. We'll go around. I don't know most days.
Okay.
What I was trying to say.
We don't know what we're doing, Hunter. This is Landon.
Okay, yeah.
Who's Hunter?
You are.
Oh, I'm Hunter. Oh, that's right. I'm Hunter the commish. The commish is here, boys. It's a good time to be here. Good time to be alive.
I'm Jordan, and I hate Hunter.
I'm Cameron. I hate Hunter a little less. I still hate him, but
just kidding, buddy. All love.
I didn't realize this was a how much you hate Hunter introduction.
I'm like 10 or 15 more rude comments to me from just logging off of this podcast forever, and the ratings are going to stay at 0.
Red button that says leave.
That's all it takes.
All right, Zach. What are we doing here?
We can hammer that out in 5 minutes. We are Press Box After Dark. What's our in our bio? We say we're adding our twist of humor to the world of sports. Is that what we're doing here?
That's fair.
I think that's right.
We're just bullshitting, right?
Other duties as assigned.
Yeah. Other duties as no kidding. This goes back a couple of years. We all were working down at Abilene Christian University in Texas, and that's where we all met. That's where we become friends. We've now made back-to-back trips to the lake in each of the last 2 summers, and hopefully that continues as long as we're friends with Landon, really. And now we've got a podcast because, they'll give any 5 idiots a podcast. So we're just going to talk sports. We're going to show you how much we hate each other and go from there, with 4 of my best friends in the world. So
these friendships will end by at least episode 12 for sure.
Not to derail us already, but I bought a Sprite today at Office Depot, and it expired in June of 19th of 24. Just
lawsuit, baby.
You heard the words you said.
Office Depot, not a big drink place.
Right at Office Depot.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know Office Depot sold drinks.
In cap.
They don't.
Apparently they don't.
Yeah.
They haven't got a shipment in a while. Let me go over the rundown just to give our topics out there of what we're going to touch on in episode 1. Towards the end, our ending segment will be Hang the Banner. We'll explain that when we get there. That should be a fun time. We're going to talk some college football. We're going to go around the horn and give you the outlooks for all of the teams that we root for. That's Mississippi State for me, Iowa for Zach, Texas Tech for Landon, Texas for Jordan, and West Virginia, Country Roads, Take Me Home for Cameron. We'll go over the NFL. We'll talk a little bit of preseason, new kickoff rule, how people are thinking about that, and then the concussion caps that they wear at practice. Somebody has now worn it in a preseason game, so we're going to get our thoughts on that. We're going to do a draft tonight, a draft of everybody's top 5 Bluebell ice cream flavors. So the people who don't know what Bluebell is, you're about to get educated. And first 2 topics that we're going to go into tonight, we're going to talk a little bit of Lily World Series. Starts Thursday. We'll touch on that. But we're going to get started here with what just wrapped up last week, or I guess this week, really, the 2024 Paris Olympics. What was everybody's favorite moment from the 2024 Olympics this year?
I've got to go with the obvious one. Steve, our favorite pommel horse specialist, just locked in, absolutely locked in, focused, doing the Rubik's Cube in like 9 seconds. I've had one for 25 years, still hadn't figured it out.
You can take the stickers off, Landon.
Yeah, that's cheating though. I want to do it myself. So
I
that's
can
by
get- I
far
can
my
get
favorite.
One side, pretty easy. I struggle to get two, and that's all I got.
Haven't
Hunter,
touched
the
the Rubik's
integrity
Cube in
of the
about 10
Rubik's
years.
Cube is at stake, Hunter.
Yeah.
What?
The integrity of the Rubik's Cube is at stake here.
Oh, my
You
bad.
can't just
I'm
take
sorry.
the stickers off.
Well, that's the
I
only
do
way I
not
could
know
solve it.
how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I like girls.
No, I don't know.
Landon, you got anything else
Hey,
on
Hey,
the
no,
Pommel Horse
don't,
guy?
no, don't make fun of
Pommel
Steven,
Horse guy?
okay? Don't make
No,
fun of
I'm
Steven.
not making fun of him. I
No, I'm
love
talking
Steven.
to, I'm talking to Cameron. He had one mission to fly to Paris, which I don't even know where that is, and go over there and do whatever the pommel horse is. He sat there for like 5 hours in his glasses, took his glasses off, and did it blind for extra difficulty and got us a bronze medal.
Spell pommel horse, Hunter.
Well, I know how to spell horse because I played the game of basketball horse when I was a kid, but the pommel part is, that ain't happening.
It
Yeah,
starts
that
with a
was
P. I'll give you that one.
No. So, Cameron, what was your favorite moment of the Olympics?
Oh man, it's neck and neck between two. It's either that Turkish dude just sniping with the air pistol. Great memes on Twitter. That dude was fantastic. No eye gear, no nothing. Hand in the pocket, very casual. It's a tie between that and all of those swimmers swimming in the nasty Seine River. That was not safe to swim in one day and apparently safe the next day.
The River of Seine.
Less than 24 hours later, they're like, "No, we cleared it out. We're good."
Maybe they need
Yeah.
to repent.
Yeah, that was going to be mine because I mean, I read an article and there was a girl that I saw on TikTok. She lives in Paris. She's an American, lives in Paris, and she documented the process of getting the river clean. And apparently, they spent 1.4 billion euros to get the river clean, and it was only clean for like a day. And then the opening ceremonies, they had what would be 36 months of rain during the opening ceremony that overflowed the sewer system into the river, and then the river wasn't safe, but yet they still put swimmers in there. So good job, Paris. You're going to be remembered for poo water.
It did look like they put on a hell of a show, though.
I mean, it's a beautiful setting, but I mean, I don't know if I want to be swimming in poop.
Okay, I'm going to cheat and give you a few that I think of. Celine Dion. Did anybody hear her sing at the opening ceremony?
No.
No.
Yes.
She's
Very
got,
good.
like, she's got a weird disease now or something. What is it? It's like stiff person
Being
syndrome,
Canadian.
or like but she legitimately has like some neuro something going on. And so for her to be there to do that was freaking cool. And then two, Katie Ledecky just winning with nobody else on the screen.
Classic tradition every 4 years.
The easiest graphic overlay of all time. U.S. flag, and don't worry about the rest for a few minutes.
It was so funny. It was so funny to me because, I mean, it just didn't, like, over the course of the 1,500 meters, like, you could tell she was getting further and further away, but I never felt like, oh, she was going to finish and there was nobody else
25 seconds
on the
later.
entire video. It was just insane.
Yeah.
It was insane. She's so good. Swimming's my favorite thing to watch, I think, at the Olympics. I don't know if that's how y'all feel.
I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday. Have you ever been to like an in-person swim meet?
Not
They're
once.
intense.
Never.
I ran one last year.
They run like a science, man. They say this event's going to start at 6:05. It starts at 6:05. The next event's going to
Like
start
golf.
at 6:11. It starts at 6:11. I mean, it's impressive.
ACU baseball could never.
Cameron, would you feel comfortable if you had to be in charge of the Olympic swim meet? Do you think you could get that done from a game op standpoint?
Be
I ran
confident.
one
Be bold.
swim meet ever, and it was fine. So, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'd hire you.
How many moving parts are we talking about at a swim meet? Like, I mean, you've got
So
all
you
the,
got
Staging
all the
area.
technology, right? That you need to get.
yeah.
set.
So they have boards that you slide into the walls, which I mean that's obvious. I feel like people know that, and then and that's connected to a timing system. You also have backup timers, so like the people that you see that are at the end of the lanes, kind of in the suits as people finish, they have timers going as a hand timer. And then they also have people watching to see when they finish to like call out. So there's a lot more than you think, but not super intricate. I mean, the biggest challenge with that would be like all the stuff outside, like getting people in and stuff like that.
Like we didn't even have swim in high school. I mean, I think we did, but we didn't. It wasn't our team. We had to swim like with a joint school. We didn't even have that. I know nothing about swimming. Nothing.
Go to one swim meet. It'll like because you work.
They're
in
really
sports,
cool.
It'll change your perspective. I've been to a lot of sporting events. Swim meets like a whole nother level of like professionalism. Super well done.
I love it. I would love to do that.
Side note: my favorite sporting event to like watch them start has to be tennis, because they like no national anthem, no nothing. 10 people are like, "Hey, we're ready to play," and they say, "Okay, go play." It's great. Am I up for the Olympic thing?
Yeah,
You didn't give us an Olympic moment. Give us one.
Yeah, I don't get this fake deep sense of patriotism for 3 weeks every 4 years like a lot of people do. I loosely follow it, and I follow the sports that I know and care about. So for me, the entertainment value of the Olympics is more fun than the actual competing of the Olympics. And Cameron kind of beat me to this, but man, the memes this year were unreal. You had the shooter guy, Simone Biles doing the death stare into the camera, fantastic. The breakdancing chick from Australia.
Oh
my God.
Wait, hold on. Did you guys see the story on her on how she got there?
Yeah.
Why?
No, I did not see the story.
Karen, go.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, because I heard this very loosely. They had their qualifier in Australia, and her husband was like the judge or something, and that's how she got her spot
Yep.
to
There were
compete
also
in the
only,
Olympics, and she had never done it before.
There were like 15 people that tried out, and apparently she was the only female, but also her husband was like the main judge.
Oh my god!
But
So she was
37 seconds, and now she's like world famous, and she didn't even have to be good. It's
yeah.
perfect.
Oh man,
The kangaroo hops were the best part.
Absolutely.
The untold Netflix documentary on Ray Gunn's trip to the Olympics for breakdancing is going to be immaculate in about 5 years.
The memes produced were elite. Sha'Carri Richardson crossing the finish line and realizing there was nobody close to her and crossing the finish line with her head turned. Awesome. Has anybody seen the picture of the U.S. women's national team getting their gold medals, the soccer team?
No, I don't think so.
It's very clearly taken the day after they won gold and just went and got hammered in Paris. So you can literally just zoom in on any single individual, and every one of them is a different level of hungover.
Oh my god!
One of them, I think it's Mallory Swanson, had broke the ribbon that the medal came on. So she's just holding up her medal. There's no ribbon, and all of them are mad in sunglasses and clearly hungover.
Was it the correct or incorrect Mallory Swanson? Did you see that from the
I
cover?
did.
Yeah, that was bad.
They
That was
put the
brutal.
wrong person up. Oh, you got to get that right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of important.
Come on,
Well,
I thought the memes were
I
great.
thought
They
you
were just
guys
so
were
good.
gonna pick some common ones, which is why I kind of went out of left field. But I feel like you got to mention Noah Lyles at the 100 meters. That was exhilarating. I think the coolest part about that was the announcers getting it wrong and then going back. I was like, man, they got to take another look at that.
That finish was
And yeah, it was unreal. And then of course Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is unbelievable.
That was insane.
He continues at everything he does with a basketball in his hands to be amazing. He is dude perfect, but for real.
That was what was it? He made something like 17 threes in the last two games, just the last two of the Olympics. Like, and he only had like 5 or something in the first however many games leading up to that, and then all of a sudden, I mean, he just took over. And 4 down the stretch.
Did anybody see Halliburton's tweet after they won?
Yes.
He
took a
did
selfie with the
science,
gold medal.
science project.
Yeah, and said when you're part of the group project, but you don't do nothing. I love
I'll
that
tell you-
Tyrese Halliburton has just embraced it, and Jason Tatum has just been
Oh yeah.
like total
complete
punk about it. Yeah,
That's a good thing though. Like if you guys were in that situation and you're on this basketball team and you literally did nothing but you got a gold medal, would you embrace it or would you be the Jason Tatum and not embrace it?
Listen,
You made it.
Tyrese Halliburton,
Iowa State Cyclone.
yes, but also when you look at the talent that's on that roster, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton is a world-class athlete, might have been the least talented dude on his own team, and totally leaned into it because from the very beginning, it was clear he was having fun with it. Yeah. And from the very beginning, it was clear that Jason Tatum just wasn't.
That's the hard part because, like, I don't have the personality to want to care if I was in that situation, but that's also why I couldn't be a professional athlete. So those guys, you know, kind of have to have that, like, no, give me the ball. Why am I not out here? But, like, Jason Tatum, just chill, dude. Don't get your mom involved. What are you doing?
Can we talk for a moment about the women's basketball team and what that roster is going to look like 4 years from now?
It's totally different.
It's going to be completely different.
You're going to replace Diana Taurasi with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
They're never going to play a 30-point game. Like, it's going to be a blowout every single time.
Can you believe the ending to that game? She made the shot and her foot was on the line?
Unbelievable.
That was nuts. That game was really fun to watch, too.
I saw a meme with the Statue of Liberty wearing a Team USA jersey, and it said, "Hey, France, send us another one," because we beat them in both basketball
men and women in their own.
That women's game was a great game.
Yeah. A tough look for France to lose that on your home court twice
in 24 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah. Tough look. So. I don't know. Overall, though, I mean, outside of the poo water and the bad break dancer, I feel like overall this was a pretty solid Olympics. I mean, I enjoyed it.
They said Mike Tirico was on the air for over 120 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Mike Tirico is a legend.
He's a legend.
I propose a live Press Box After Dark recording from LA in 2028.
If we make it there and we do a live recording, then we have exceeded all expectations of this podcast.
We can also go see LeBron James's kid in action.
I had food at...
Which one?
Yeah, right.
Well, they might both be out of the league by then.
Yeah. I think Bryce is pretty good, isn't he? Isn't that his name?
Bryce.
Couldn't tell you.
Bryce. I'm not an NBA guy. It's not. Sorry to all of our fans.
So LeBron James, he's from Ohio. He played for the Cavaliers for a long time. You ever heard of him?
I don't know.
No, honestly, 2028. I don't know if we can talk. I don't know if we're gonna make it to 4 years.
Speak it into existence.
I would like to go just to watch it, just to be around that many world class athletes at one time.
I had food at the state fair tonight. I'm hoping to get through tonight.
And Jordan had roses for lunch, so I'm surprised he hadn't pieced out yet.
Tough diet of corn got to you today, did it, Zach?
I had a pork chop on a stick.
Oh, heck yeah, you did.
If we can get sponsored by anybody, the Iowa State Fair, if you're listening.
Yeah. the whole fair.
The whole fair. We will all go and stay in Zach's basement in Iowa, and we will do a podcast, and we will get the attendance to the Iowa State Fair through the roof.
Zach, I got a question. Which of the two cities do they host the state fair in?
Is it next to the Field of Dreams?
I got a better question. Name two cities.
Oh, I can do this.
Iowa City, Des Moines.
Those are two.
Dubuque.
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids.
Is that one? Wherever Drake is.
Des Moines. So you're good on
Drake.
And then
where is Iowa State? Where's Iowa State?
Ames.
Ames.
Of course.
Okay.
How'd we forget that one? And then Dyersville. Duh.
That's where the Field of Dreams is. Yeah.
Where is
Did we say Davenport yet?
Davenport. This is weird. Why are you guys naming so many Iowa towns?
Where is Upper Iowa, Zach?
That is in a town.
It's in the upper part of the state.
It is. It is not Fayetteville. It's just Fayette. That's just the name.
Oh.
Oh, so you just
that's weird.
Ripped off Arkansas. Cool.
Yeah, they did.
What?
Maybe.
I think I know so many Iowa cities from watching the regionals for the Little League World Series year in and year out, because the most random cities send a team to the regionals, and then you watch so many times, and you just figure it out. And I mean, the Little League World Series starting Thursday. We've been watching that nonstop at my house between the softball and the baseball. And I just have to say, I love the Little League World Series, but my take on the Little League World Series is this. I can't stand it when a kid makes a routine play and whoever the announcer is acts like they just fielded a ground ball in Game 7 of the World Series and this kid is about to be the next Derek Jeter. They're not. They're probably going to go and play high school baseball and then go and work at like Sherman-Williams and sell paint for the next like 5 years of their life. Like,
You'd be surprised. A lot of those guys make it to the big leagues.
Really?
Okay,
Do they? I don't think so.
If we're hating on the Little League World Series, we're hating on it for the wrong reasons. The two reasons why the Little League World Series sucks. Number one, the strike zones are terrible.
Yeah.
They're so
Now,
big.
That's so bad.
Now, I should preface this by saying I love the Little League World Series, but the strike zones are terrible. And number two, there is way too much sportsmanship.
Oh, yeah.
So much.
You hit a batter with a pitch and you go hug him as he gets to first base. Nah, don't do that. You know, it's a business. You hit a guy, he gets first base, move on. You don't need to hug him.
Can we talk about how many lenses ESPN has lost in their cameras behind home plate?
Oh, yeah, they do put that camera right behind home plate,
Like,
don't they?
Why is that camera there? That's not necessary.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, guys? It does make good memes,
This
though.
would be reasons we hate the Little League World Series.
Yeah, I know. We talked about
Yeah.
this earlier, why we like the Little League World Series, and we've just been bashing it here today.
Let's
I will say this,
transition.
though. I will say that the only
Such a seamless segue by you.
Yeah, absolutely.
– oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Good
lead.
job, Cam.
Podcast.
I did take one radio class in college, and I did pay attention. So,
My favorite line was, Cam, what did you say earlier before we started? Was that he had the body for radio?
I had the chest
Yeah, you
for
got
radio.
the body.
Yes.
Yeah, the chest for radio.
Got a face for it too.
I'm sexy. But anyways, though, I would say if we're talking bad about it, if we do the flip side of it and talk good, I think the only thing that always sticks out in my mind every single year, and I wish that they would, I don't know if they've ever brought her back, but the Monet Davis shutout game, do y'all remember that? When she was like I think she was like the first female to pitch a shutout in the Little League World Series history. I don't know what she's doing nowadays, but if ESPN were to bring her back just to do like commentary for one game, I think that would be incredible. Just to see
I do
like
think
where
they
she's
have
been.
brought her back, haven't they?
Have they? I haven't seen it if they have, so if I might be wrong.
What year was that she did that? Was that
Oh,
how
that
long
must-
ago was that? That has been
That
a
must
while.
have been like almost 10 years ago.
I bet you're right.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was
maybe more.
It was anywhere from like 2012 to like 2015.
I thought he was going to say like in the 2000s.
It was like anywhere from 2000 to 2023.
I bet it was. I think I was in college, so it was probably 13, 14, somewhere
Yeah.
around there. Yeah,
If she had been a Royal Rumble winner, Hunter could have told you exactly what year and what venue it was at.
that's real.
Give me one and test me.
19.
Not what do you mean 19?
Rumble, I don't know, 2019. Who was a Royal Rumble winner 2019?
Oh, you give me 2019. See, I'm like good up until like 2008, and then there's like a
Okay,
massive
2008.
gap. Cena came back in Madison Square Garden in 2008.
See, here's the thing. I have no idea if you're right.
No, I am. 2008,
just-
John Cena. It's in New York. He comes back from a tricep injury or something.
That's my
Say
thing. You
he's
could
right.
just be spouting nonsense because we have no idea if he's right or not.
Well, give it a Google.
Say it confidently, and you win.
Exactly.
What color shirt was Cena wearing?
Black.
I thought that might actually get him.
It's black. He had a whole line of black. I was a big John Cena. I'm a
He
big
had a
John
whole
Cena
line
guy.
of every color.
If John Cena's listening, John, I want to meet you because I just want to say thank you for being an amazing human. So the Iowa State Fair is going to sponsor us, and John Cena is going to be our first guest. That's my goal.
That's a
Okay,
big combination.
lofty to say the least.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go
But-
next. I don't.
What are we talking about?
I watch some Little League World Series from time to time. I love that it's always on like during the day, so I can have background noise like at work or something. But my favorite thing has become the big leaguers that show up and just cheer on these little 12-year-old kids. Kyle Schwarber a couple years ago was the most entertaining person in the stands. And then I remember Bryce Harper was like trying to squeeze into one of their jerseys and stuff. That's awesome.
I really like the Little League World Series game that they do now. The big
Oh
league.
yeah.
They have the teams come to Williamsport. Williamsport's a bucket list item for me. It's absolutely on my bucket list.
I gotta say, this is a sidetrack, but I gotta say, as somebody who has critiqued the heck out of MLB for years for their lack of growing the game, the places that they're finding for venues to play regular season games, the Field of Dreams game, the Little League World Series game,
Bristol next year.
Yeah, now they're going to do it.
Yeah, Bristol,
Rickwood
the
in
one they did
Birmingham.
in Birmingham. I mean, they're in 5 countries this year alone. They're going to another one. I mean, it's really cool. They're doing a really good job with that.
So you said that's a bucket list item for you, Zach, to go to Williamsport. Cameron, you told me the story one time of how you went. Tell us about that experience, because I want to hear that story again, because it sounds like to me it's a bucket list thing too.
So Hunter, you want to hear this story again? I've never heard it.
Oh, okay. No, sweet.
So-
Well, obviously, me and Cameron are better friends than you. So
Okay, you know what?
So
Suck
it was,
Hunter.
suck it, Hunter.
Okay,
um,
Lantern Space just
Look at
popped.
Hunter.
It was 2015. I was in
Year of
my
our Lord.
senior year. Yeah, I was in my senior year of high school.
God, you're so young.
Yeah,
Just a pup.
yeah, just a little baby, and had a couple friends and who were really like spontaneous, like would always go on trips and random stuff all the time at the drop of a hat. You know, hey, let's go do this. Okay, sure. And we had just started school back up, and that first weekend or second weekend or whatever it was, we were like, hey, let's go to the World Series. And there was a lot of hype around the Little League World Series that year because they had a Pennsylvania team in it that was doing really well. Redland, Pennsylvania. And we're like, yeah, let's go up. And so my dad actually drove us up. He drove me, my 2 friends, and my brother up there to Williamsport. And I'm from Virginia, so the drive was about 3 or 4 hours, something like that. And the first game of the day was at 12 p.m. So it wasn't the championship day. It was the day before, where they do the U.S. Championship and the World Championship, or I guess it's called the International Championship. So the first game was at 12 between Mexico and Japan, and the second game was between that Pennsylvania team and I think it was Texas. And
It's usually Texas.
Horns down.
First the words on your tongue.
So we it was like 3 or 4 hour drive. We wanted to get there early, did some research on what it's like going to it. So we got there early. We thought we were early. We got there at like 8 a.m. So we left at like 4 a.m.
That is
early day. We got there at about 8 a.m. And the thing about Williamsport, it's a small like valley town. There's not a lot of room. So all the stuff that you see is just literally right in the middle of the town. And there's not really a lot of good places to park. People literally just open up their yards for you to park. And so that's what we did. And then we walked a couple blocks to the stadium. And it's really cool. I think, a lot of people have heard, everything at Little League World Series, it's all run by volunteers and it's free admission and everything. So that part was really cool. We get in.
Really? It's free admission?
Yeah, free admission. And we were expecting like a huge line. Wasn't a huge line. We get in. And when you enter, you have to go down this big hill to get to the main stadium there at Lamade Stadium. And you go down this hill to where the stadium is in the background. And we crested over that hill, and the entire hill at about 8 a.m., 9 a.m. was completely covered. That hill that you see behind the outfield fence was completely covered with fans 3 hours before the international game. So we go in. We managed to find a spot on the hill somehow in left field. And then we were just sitting there waiting, and they have some good concessions and everything. So you walk around and take a look at some of the memorabilia and all the past things that have happened there. And but we were just waiting for that first game to start. And the first thing that was really cool is that they have these like unreal mowers Like they must be thousands and thousands of dollars mowers that they take out, and they like manicure the grass like completely perfect, and they're like sweeping all the dirt off the, like it's a Major League Baseball production that they have.
Do the
this Little League
mowers,
stadium.
are the mowers volunteers as well? Like the mowers themselves, are they
I assume
volunteers?
so.
Okay.
I assume so.
Okay.
And then after that, you know, eventually the teams start rolling in. Place just keeps getting more and more packed. The coolest thing that I would say from that day was watching Japan warm up. Just, I know a lot of us are fans of like In and Out, watching a good In and Out. Japan Little League taking In and Out was unreal. No bad throws, no missed cuts, no, you know, everything was perfect. And then the bullpens, if you haven't seen it, the bullpens are behind the outfield fence in between. They have like a hedgerow. And so there's like the fence, the bullpen raised on top of like the wall, and then hedgerow, and then the fans. And watching a little kid, you know, 11 years old or whatever, from Mexico pump 70 to 75 miles an hour right in front of you, it was pretty unreal. From 46 feet. It's unreal. That game was good. Japan won. I can't remember how bad they beat Mexico, but they won. And then the crowd was just unreal for that Pennsylvania-Texas game. And the coolest thing about it was that day they broke the record for the largest Little League World Series attendance single game. And it was, I think, like 45,000, 46,000, something like that at a Little League game.
Dang.
And Pennsylvania won, and then unfortunately they lost to Japan the next day, but it was so cool. But the player from Pennsylvania that we wanted to go see was Cole Wagner. I don't know if you guys remember that name. He ended up, I think he may have gone to Georgia, maybe. I don't know. Landon can fact check me there. But
Did he go and play any pro ball?
I don't know. So let's
Maybe
see.
he's not old enough now for that.
2015, and he was 12 years old. So he's, you know, he's
20.
college age or right on that draftable age.
Jeez.
So really, but yeah, it just all around the Little League World Series experience is really cool. I know people call it a bucket list item, and you know people throw that term around, but it really is a bucket list item. It's very, very cool.
I
Okay.
would love to do it. Is there only one stadium?
I think there's
No,
two, right?
So
Or is
they
there
have two.
two?
So they have the main one where they play the championship, and then they have. So that one's Lamity Stadium, and then I think the one that's directly next to it is called Volunteer Stadium. I think those are like the two main ones, and then I think they have like 10 more fields outside there.
Because
But-
they do games at the same time, right? And, like,
yeah,
pool
because they have pool play and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
God, it's a fun tournament. I always equate it to that's when school starts.
Yeah.
I always forget it's coming up, and so the fact that it's here, it's like, oh yeah, duh, school's starting. But like it always hits me. I'm always like just kind of flipping through, and then I see that that it's on. Like I never remember that it's there.
Okay, so Herod said 2028, the Olympics. We're going to go there and do a podcast there. The year before, what if we just go to Williamsport and we just check it off the bucket list, and then Cameron goes back and we just do a podcast 2027, Press Box After Dark at the Little League World Series.
You guys are making a lot of plans.
That'll be episode 2.
Yeah, that'll be episode 2.
3 years apart.
We're not bi-weekly. We're just, every 2 years. I don't know what you call that. No, it's not semi-annually. I don't know. Words are hard. So,
Can we draft ice cream now?
This is why we. I want our audience to know this is why he made
Good transition, Jordan.
Jordan
I've been
wants
thinking
to,
about this ice cream draft since like 2:00.
My question for this ice cream thing is, can I participate?
I don't know.
Yeah, you can do it
so
before.
tell us all of your
ice cream.
Yeah, tell us all of your condition.
Brew Bell though,
No.
because by the time I could have it, I couldn't have it. So I don't know how much I can, actually
All right.
provide to this?
Well, let's take a break from sports, and then let's go into Jordan's favorite segment that this podcast will ever produce.
Dang
We're
right.
going to do a draft tonight, and we're going to do a draft of our favorite Bluebell ice cream flavors. We
I
are
want
going
you to know that I have a Bluebell big board.
Oh, geez.
my
Oh, my gosh. I have nothing.
Guys.
I'm not prepared.
Big
So-
I just want the audience to know he just showed us his phone, and there are no less than 25 different Bluebell.
Well, we said we're doing 5 picks each. I had to get to 25.
That
Okay.
is the
So-
longest note ever.
So we're gonna snake it. It's gonna be a snake draft. Jordan's
that
gonna go
changes
first.
that changes my drafting approach. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Who's got
Jordan-
the second pick?
Jordan has the first pick. Landon has the second pick. Cameron has the third pick. I have the fourth pick, and then Zach's going to finish us off and then start round 2.
I would legit say just cut me out.
Okay, because he can't eat ice cream.
Because
Oh,
I don't have
possibilities have opened.
Is it because you're a vegetarian?
a vegetarian. No, hold on now.
No, he
Let's
swallowed
not-
a grain of rice and almost died.
No, that's what it was.
Let's not throw out accusations here.
Okay.
No, that Cam's right. I was joking on rice 2 years ago, and you're probably thinking, "How did you, that's not a joke?"
I'm
You're-
still wondering that. Yeah.
So
Oh,
you choked on rice and you can no longer eat dairy products. That makes perfect sense.
makes no sense. It makes no sense. I have a weird throat condition because that's what I wanted to talk about on this podcast.
Don't
This is
admit that in
throat-
other places.
Yeah.
If we talk about throat conditions, we maybe put ourselves in the medical category and get more views.
Ugh, brutal. Just
So,
brutal.
all right, so Zach's out. So Jordan, why don't you go ahead and get us started on your ice cream? What you got?
Okay. I admittedly had to wait to know how we were going to draft because what I thought I might be able to get at the 5 pick, if I have the 8 pick instead of the 5, that changes things.
Oh God.
So my value may not be there in the second round. So because of that, I'm going to take with the first pick in the Bluebell draft thing.
Oh, yeah.
Landon's going to get the steal of the draft, and I'll tell you why. But let me
Oh.
explain my pick before you boo me off the stage.
No, I was treating you like Roger.
I'm taking homemade vanilla, and I have this whole thing.
Very nice. Very nice.
He's a very versatile player. He's a unique talent.
He's vanilla. That literally does not mean versatile.
No, hear me out. He's a unique talent. There are other flavors. There are other vanillas, but there is no homemade vanilla like Bluebell. It's not the same.
You had the first pick, and
hold
instead
on,
of getting
hold
Caleb
on.
Williams, you drafted a no-name FCS quarterback. is
Hold
what
on.
you did.
He
Jordan
is,
just drafted Roberto Aguayo in the second
he is
round.
he is versatile. He's a versatile player. He is the base of many of the things that you guys are going to draft anyway. I can mix it with anything. I can have it in a milkshake or a smoothie. I can chop up some fruit and put it in there. I can have it by itself.
Don't
It's
do that. You don't
it's
put fruit in
versatile.
your ice cream.
He is the kind of flavor that you can build a roster around.
Okay.
We're excited to have homemade in the fold.
All right.
This isn't quite as bad, but it reminds me of when my wife took King Will with the #1 overall pick.
Oh,
If we ever get King Will on this podcast, we've made it
Listen,
big, boys.
I want to point out that originally I thought I was going to have 1 and 5, not 1 and 10 or 8 or whatever. So I was hoping that homemade would fall to the second round, but
Right.
I just don't see it.
Okay.
So that'll be my boring pick, and then the rest of them I think you guys will like.
It's a quality pick. All right, Landon, who you got? Who's your first pick?
All right, I'm very simple. I don't have a big backstory like Jordan did for some reason, even though vanilla doesn't even get on base.
I thought about it for 7 hours.
With the second overall pick, I'm going to go Butter Crunch.
Oh, wow.
That was a staple.
Great pick.
Staple of the Bolin household whenever we
Yeah,
were
well,
having
yeah.
Survivor nights, which, by the way, we have a Survivor blog as well. That'll be
Season
coming out
47 comes out next month.
I feel
Yeah,
like
so-
in that house there still has to be some butter crunch in that freezer.
No, they
Absolutely,
moved since then.
yeah.
They moved across state.
I
Yeah.
don't care
Twice.
who-
in the
Twice.
care
Twice.
who's in that house. I think it's just in there. Like it's just
No. Yeah, when we moved, we left the fridge and I put 1 Bush Light and then there was 5 gallons of Butter Crunch in the freezer, and the realtor said that's what sold the deal to the couple that bought
Landon,
it.
I got to be honest. That's not the direction I saw you going either. We'll see. We'll
All right,
see.
we'll see.
All right, Cameron, get us
Cameron
going
might
with the
steal
third
the-
pick.
Cameron might get the value pick.
Can
I
just,
got. I'm
real quick?
Go
can I
ahead,
just-
Zach.
This is a product placement bonanza episode.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
We're sponsored
Yeah.
by nobody, but yet we are making other people money right now.
I feel like the
Absolutely.
price is right.
I'm
Right.
from
Go ahead,
Texas.
Cam.
If I make Bluebell more money, I'm doing my job.
Go ahead, Cam.
Okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but because it's the first round, but I think I'm already getting the steal of the draft. I don't know how this wasn't picked number 1 or number
Come
2.
on. Say it.
It's Southern Blackberry Cobbler.
Oh,
No,
a
that's not
steal.
it.
That's such a steal.
No,
Such a steal.
I'm not a big blackberry cobbler
is
guy, but I mean,
unreal.
I've heard it's great.
Hey, I had Blackberry Cobbler 4 on the big board.
It is unreal.
So good.
I think I'm getting the steal of the draft. You just let me know when I can
you
say it
might.
to the people.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, Hunter.
Hold on, Landon. Are you tracking things? You got all this?
I got it. We're
Okay,
good.
Hunter.
With the 4th pick of the first ever Bluebell Flavors draft
Come
for
on
Press
with it.
Box After Dark,
Come on.
Hunter the Commish selects oatmeal cream pie.
There it
There it
is.
is.
It
There
is
it is.
the best flavor, hands down. It's the best flavor. Is
Listen.
it the most versatile? No. But is it
There
the
it is.
best? Absolutely.
So you went best player available on Mel Kiper's big board.
Yes.
Todd.
So I had oatmeal cream pie 1 on the big board, and I was going to take it, but homemade it's the most versatile.
All right. So
If it
my
was based on only flavor of that ice cream and you can't add anything in, oatmeal cream pie would have gone number 1.
so we're snaking it back. So I'll start the second round. And so for me, I was going to take this because I thought it was going to fall all the way to 4, and it's my versatile pick. It's cookies and cream.
Okay.
And if my
little
and if-
high.
I know it's a little high, but if I don't draft cookies and cream, then my wife is probably going to beat me over the head with a bat because that's her favorite flavor of ice cream.
Your wife's not going to listen anyway.
No, I'm going to force her to. We got to have at least one fan.
Hunter,
Hey, that's Kyle.
I'm
Good
next,
evening,
correct?
fan.
Yeah. Cameron's up.
Hunter, I'm going to quickly remind you,
Oh my
very
gosh.
quickly
I can't
remind
believe Hunter
you.
took the steal of the draft and then the
Of-
bust of the draft all in one.
Yeah, are you
sentence.
kidding me? I'm going to quickly remind you of why cookies and cream is a terrible pick at number 5
That's awful.
because
I don't want to hear anything from you, Vanilla, at 1.
because cookie two-step is still on the board. You
Is
have,
that what you're taking? Then take it.
I'm taking cookie two-step.
Great pick.
It's a
Good pick.
you got cookies and cream and cookie dough.
Yep. Big fan.
Cookie dough added to anything is great, and you could have taken that, Hunter, and you didn't.
I just want to point out that after 6 picks, 2 of my top 3 are still in play, which means I'm
Come
going to
on.
get at least one of them. So
All
bring it
right,
on, Landon.
All right, Landon, let's go.
All right. Sleeper pick. Rotational. Not out all the time.
Bring it.
Chocolate peanut butter overload.
Oh,
Overload.
excellent pick.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Great pick,
It is
Landon.
phenomenal.
Yep.
Highly
I know
recommend
one
if
of-
y'all have not
I-
had it before.
I know one of the picks that Jordan's about to pick.
Oh,
I honestly
I know
forgot
one.
about that flavor, Landon. Good
okay. This is the start of the 3rd round?
pull. No, you're finishing up the
No,
second
you're-
round.
you're
We're going to
finishing
start the
second.
third.
I'm back to back here.
Wait, how many
Uh,
picks did we get?
5.
5
Five.
apiece.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah. We're doing 20
Okay, so after this, Landon, can you recap the rounds?
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number 2 on my big board. Strawberry lemonade.
Oh,
I
you
knew he was gonna go
bitch.
there.
Dirty pick.
You absolute
Hot
bitch.
summer day.
I
Unbelievable.
I feel like that's all I hear you guys talk about is strawberry lemonade.
Listen,
I got it with the
Bluebell.
eighth
Hasn't been back.
I got it
Bluebell.
with the 8th pick because cookies and cream went off the board too early.
Yeah,
it went
now
to
I'm
Alabama.
kicking myself. Here's the thing, Bluebell, if you're listening, which I know you are, we have tweeted at you multiple times to bring back strawberry lemonade. Just bring it
I
back, you
love
cowards.
Bluebell.
Bring it back, you cowards. We love you, but bring it back. All right.
Okay.
So give us a recap, Landon, and we'll go into round 3.
All right, so we had homemade vanilla, butter crunch, southern blackberry cobbler, oatmeal cream pie, cookies and cream for some reason,
Cookies and cream.
cookie two-step, chocolate peanut butter overload, and strawberry lemonade at 8.
Hunter, you're about to be so mad at what's about to happen next, my man.
If you draft my favorite flavor, I swear to Jesus.
It's coming. Number 3 on the big board, Mardi Gras King Cake.
Oh, my God. I hate it here.
full disclosure, I've never actually had it, but because I want to have it as bad as I do, I can't ever find it. They have it on the shelves in Texas for 2 days a year. I can't ever find it.
Now, I realize that we are only on audio right now, but Hunter's face just then was absolutely
You took
shocked.
the flavor that I love, and you haven't even
You took
tried
cookies
it.
and cream, you dingus.
I did that for my wife. I'm trying to win brownie points here.
I'm trying to win
You could have
actual
done that
ice
in round
cream.
5.
Your wife isn't even going to listen to this.
Again, she might, just in case. All right. Jordan, it's a fan. What you need to do, Jordan, is put Fat Tuesday, mark it on your phone, and set a reminder, and then go to the store on Fat Tuesday, and it will be there.
Every Tuesday's Fat Tuesday in my house, buddy.
That's fair.
All right, as someone who's a Bluebell, amateur
Novice.
and doesn't know anything,
Mm-hmm.
what is that flavor? Can you explain?
Have you? Well, you're from Iowa, so you don't know what king cake is. But have you ever had king cake, like real king cake?
No.
Okay, so then you're not going to understand it. So basically, like a king cake.
We're done.
Yeah,
That's why you're here to explain it, Hunter.
It's going to be edited out. It's fine.
I think that's
No,
what
we're not gonna edit that
Can you
out.
tell
No,
me
you-
what's in that?
No, you just leave it all in. It's just perfect. Leave everything in. No, it's hard to explain. It's just king cake. It's ice cream king cake, and it's beautiful. It's just amazing.
This is my fault. I shouldn't have asked Hunter a question. That's
Yeah.
Valid.
All right,
so
Jordan,
next.
that's a low key steal of the draft right there. Cameron, go ahead with your next pick.
Wait, no, it's Landon's
What-
pick.
what are we
no,
doing?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
you,
My
Hunter.
bad.
I'm still here.
That's
Skip
why I'm
his next pick for that, Landon.
That's why I'm a bad commissioner.
Wait, no, don't. He'll probably take cookies and cream again.
Cookies and cream cheesecakes on the board still.
brownie points.
Land in
With
your
the
world.
next pick, I am going back to a year-round selection, and that is going to be cookies and cream cone.
Oh, another sleeper pick.
I don't know.
Because
No,
you've
dude, I
got
never
the
tried it
cone.
until
You've
like
got
2 weeks ago.
chocolate-covered cone
Yeah,
in cookies and cream ice cream. Guys.
phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Landon, thank you for explaining that well. I appreciate it.
And without prompting. Can we get a
Thank you.
reenactment? Zach, hey Hunter, can you tell me what's in that? Well, hey Landon, yeah, it's got the cookies and cream ice cream, and it's got an ice cream cone in it. Oh,
You tried to get me to explain king cake to a man from Iowa.
Okay, Cam.
But you explained it by saying it's king cake.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what
king
king
cake.
cake is?
You should know what it is.
Oh well,
Cameron,
then never mind.
Cameron, you just do your pick. Let's move this draft along here. I don't need this ridiculing from you people.
So
Ridicule.
my first 2 picks, I've gone a little off the wall with the blackberry cobbler and the cookie 2-step. I'm gonna bring it back down a little bit. I respected the homemade vanilla pick from Jordan, and I'm gonna go peaches and homemade vanilla.
Underrated.
Very nice.
Underrated. Should have been drafted ahead of cookies and cream, but here we are.
Okay, that's fine. I
think
take your.
there was a flavor that had cookies and cream and cookie dough in it.
What was your first one? What was your first one, Hunter?
That's a miss, Hunter.
Oatmeal cream pie, the best player in this
You
draft.
got oatmeal cream pie, and you followed that up with cookies and cream for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'm yeah.
The
I
only
mean,
way
I'm-
you could have done that worse is if you'd have taken cookies and cream off the board before oatmeal cream pie.
Look, oatmeal cream pie is carrying my franchise. Okay, it's fine. All right, so
You're picking first next year, buddy.
yeah. Hey, we're building a franchise. We're not building a winner. We're building a franchise. Longevity. All right. So my 3rd round pick, I am going seasonal, and this one I like this one for a lot of reasons, but I like this one a lot. It's peppermint bark. I like peppermint bark.
Number 10 on the big board.
Yeah, I like peppermint bark. I know it's a seasonal thing. I know it's
Counts.
Doesn't matter.
it counts. I like it. It always hits. I know that Christmas time's coming, family time's coming, a good Christmas movie marathon's coming. Peppermint bark hits. When it hits, it hits.
You cannot go wrong with a peppermint ice cream.
Yep.
You
Love peppermint bark. And then
Elite first round pick, elite 3rd round pick, F- 2nd round pick.
yeah, sometimes our draft grades aren't great. All right. So to start the 4th round, this is a homer pick. And I know I'm going to get some flack for this, and that's fine. It's probably a better pick than cookies and cream. But this is
It
my
is.
favorite dessert. It's Dr. Pepper float. I love a good Coke float or Dr. Pepper float. I know I'm getting some faces now, but that's fine. I like it. This is my team. We don't have to win the championship year 1,
You're
but we're
such
going
a
to
Mississippi State man.
Oh, Jordan, you beat me to it.
It's very clear you're not used to winning.
Hey, look, if we can go 6-6 and go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl, I mean, what's better than that? I like the Dr. Pepper float. It's really good. The root beer float, the A&W root beer float that just came out with, it's okay. The Dr. Pepper float, it's incredible. I like it a lot. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea.
It's not even the best float that they make.
Well, I know they didn't do a Coke float flavor.
The root beer one's better. Sorry.
I don't think so, but
And I love Dr. Pepper.
I like my team. We got a squad.
This is like when I draft running backs every year for the first 12 rounds of fantasy football, and you make fun of me. That's exactly what's happening.
Well, I'm going to trade away oatmeal
You
cream
just
pie in the
drafted-
future,
you
and
just
I'm getting
drafted
everybody's best.
2022 Frank Gore for no reason.
All right, Cameron, get your 4th round pick in.
So I get one more. I think I'm getting another steal here. It's
Wait,
cherry vanilla.
Oh, love working with
Oh,
him.
nice.
Cherry vanilla is incredible.
I'm really liking Cam's team.
Cam seems pretty solid.
Cam
Absolutely.
is a big fan of best player available.
Mm.
Love it.
Yeah. That's how you build.
All right, my next pick. I'm gonna go. Unfortunately, wasn't the winner, or was the winner over Strawberry Lemonade, which is bull crap.
Mm.
To the recent poll,
Oh, the Twitter poll
Bluebell
thing?
did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm gonna go Groom's Cake. And for those that don't know what Groom's Cake is,
It's
chocolate
groom
ice
cake.
cream with chocolate cake with strawberries with chocolate icing and strawberry
Whoa.
sauce as well.
I've
Seems
never
odd.
had it, so that's why I didn't pick it. It sounds good.
It's
though.
good. When you need to go get some whenever it comes out next year.
Jordan, I'm surprised to hear a couple of flavors you haven't had. I'm surprised to hear that.
You got to remember, I lived in California for 5 years. We didn't have Bluebell.
Yeah, true. And that's
Wow.
where I'm at.
Deliveries.
We don't have Bluebell in the Midwest.
I have absolutely. I get 2 picks here. And these are
Yeah,
my
this
last
rounds
picks?
out. You'll do the 4th round, then round out your team with your
Oh,
last
my
pick.
goodness. I have absolutely no idea what I want my next one to be.
Next two.
Next 2, yeah. I got a lot on
figure it
the
out.
board still, but I don't know if I feel like some of these may be a little
Again,
overhyped.
it's a literal board. It's a literal board.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
literal board.
We're the rest of us are shooting from the hip, and Jordan's legit got a notes app that is so long he had to scroll to the bottom.
That is not true. It's an email to myself.
That's even better.
You're working hard today, Angela State.
That's even funnier.
Okay.
actually.
I'm going to do it. Tell me what I have again. Homemade vanilla, strawberry lemonade, and king cake?
Yes.
Okay. It's time. It's Christmas cookies.
Mm.
Very nice.
Good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very solid pick.
Very good.
And now I have one more. So I have homemade vanilla, strawberry lemonade, king cake, and Christmas cookies. So I'm really down to 2 here. And man, there's so many good ones I'm leaving off. So when we don't cover them, I need to run through my list and tell you the ones that you guys forgot.
Yeah, I'm down for
Um,
that.
I mean,
I'm
this is a
gonna-
Bluebell podcast, so
I'm going to do it.
Zach
you
just
guys-
gets to the remaining 5.
You guys can make fun of me if you want, but one of my all-time favorite Bluebell flavors, banana pudding.
That was my pick.
good
That
one.
was I was keeping that one in the chamber.
Desserts
Here's
that
my-
taste like other desserts, I'm in.
So here's my one gripe with banana pudding. I love banana pudding, but I feel like the banana flavor could be more. I feel like there could be more banana flavor in
I'm
that
with that.
ice
I support that.
But the vanilla wafers, it's fantastic.
It doesn't make it less delicious, though.
Yeah,
oh, it's got wafers in it.
Yes.
yeah.
Nice. That's a nice touch.
Landon, you're up.
Man, it's a tough situation to be in. It's a lot good left on the board still. However, I'm going to go with a newer flavor. It's going to be gooey butter cake. If you've never had
I love
butter
it.
cake before, just imagine cake.
But
It's
frozen
just good.
with vanilla ice cream.
Exactly. Literally.
With homemade
It's
vanilla,
phenomenal.
I might add.
That's got to be awesome.
Round 1, pick 1. 1-1 overall, baby. Let's go.
Speaking of butter, the State Fair had fried butter on a stick.
Oh.
My.
Diabetes.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's back to me to round out my team.
No.
No, it's
It's
still
not.
the camera. We'll explain how draft orders work to you in a minute.
We
All
can.
right, so
My
this
bad.
This is our fantasy
This-
football commissioner,
This
guys.
is the 5th round that he still doesn't know.
I like
All
my
right,
team.
here's-
I like my squad.
here's the crazy thing about this draft. Every single flavor that I've wanted, I've been able to get, which I don't know if it's a
Same.
good thing or a bad thing. I feel like I've drafted well.
I like your team.
This last one could be unpopular with you guys. I can't remember if you guys like this one or not.
Listen, this is the last round, buddy. Anything goes.
It's a bit of a twist. It's a cinnamon twist.
Ah, see, I was going to do that, but I already had king cake in the fold.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Ci-
I like
it's
that for
very-
your last
The thing
round.
with cinnamon twists, it's very cinnamony,
Yeah, punches you in the
Uh,
face.
but I love cinnamon, and that's my thing. And I think it's a solid flavor. The texture of the cinnamon is what gets me. It has like a cookie dough texture, and it's very solid.
So, Zach, in case you didn't gather from that conversation, king cake has cinnamon in it. It's basically a cinnamon cake.
Oh,
Hunter couldn't
actually, I
figure that
did
out.
not get that from that. So
That was the only thing that kept me from taking cinnamon twist because it is very good.
okay. So king cake's got a.
I think that will segue perfectly into my last pick to round out my team. So since
No,
Jordan
it won't.
took king cake, I will take the
Hunter takes Jamarcus Russell.
I'm going to take cinnamon twist. I will take cinnamon twist.
Cameron just took it.
I just what?
Hunter.
Oh, did you?
What
Are
is
you kidding me?
Oh, my computer's about to die, and I'm trying to find a charger so I can stay on this podcast. Okay,
Dog.
okay, so
Folks, the podcast is about to get better.
okay. If I can't take cinnamon twist, my team is pretty much bad. So I'm going to go with a versatile pick. Has anybody taken Dutch chocolate?
are you?
No.
Milk chocolate's better.
All right,
There's a reason you got the
Wrong.
Mr. Irrelevant pick there, buddy.
I'm going to take. I'll take Dutch chocolate.
You
I
dumb
gotta
dumb. You
find
could
a
have had,
charger.
Great Divide and got chocolate in.
All right, while Hunter's trying to find a charger, we'll just run through the power rankings here.
Pull up a Dutch.
Could you imagine if a team turned in their draft card and it was the player the team before them had already picked?
That's so Carolina Panthers.
Come on now,
All right, we ready?
go for it.
Yep.
Our top 20. Homemade vanilla, butter crunch, southern blackberry cobbler, oatmeal cream pie, cookies and cream at 5, cookie two-step, chocolate peanut butter overload, strawberry lemonade, Mardi Gras king cake, cookies and cream cone at number 10, peaches and cream, peppermint bark, Dr. Pepper float, cherry vanilla, groom's cake at pick number 15, Christmas cookies, banana pudding,
Value.
gooey butter cake, cinnamon twist, and cinnamon twist again.
Wait.
It was Dutch chocolate.
Okay.
The
That's
last round was elite until Hunter wasn't paying attention. Really good picks until I'll take cinnamon twist.
I mean,
And
if
my
cinnamon
favorite
twist was
part was-
available, it was a good pick.
He legit thought he was pulling something over our eyes there.
I did.
Absolutely.
I really did. Because, that panic sets in, and, you're in the middle of this, and you're like, oh, my God, it's our first episode, and my computer's about to die. How terrible is this? And then it's
it's our first time. I've never run into that.
How are you not on team plug in your laptop? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely transparent here, and this is the kind of guy I am. So I just want you guys to know this. I'm telling the truth right now. I legitimately forgot that my MacBook had 2 plugs because I have one plug to get the microphone plugged into, like the USB-C.
The
And
way
I
of
forgot
being
it.
due to stupid.
I had a second. I forgot I had the second plug, but we're good now, and
We're good.
Everyone but the center.
All right,
we're good.
Jordan?
I think that
Jordan, I need to know. We need to go through the rest of your list and know where we
Okay.
left off.
Okay. Lot of the power hitters got taken off the board there. I like that. Banana nut
did
was
pretty
the
good.
alternative to banana pudding.
Okay,
Their coffee ice cream, unbelievable.
coffee or Java Jolt?
ooh, Java Jolt's really good.
See, now hold on.
Ice cream.
Of the 3 coffee ones, Java Jolt is the 3rd best because Mocha Almond Fudge might be the 1st best.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, forgot about
Really good.
Never had that.
Strawberries and homemade vanilla,
that. Yep.
The cereal one, I don't know what it's actually called.
It's just called I Love Cereal.
That one's really kind of underrated. It's got Fruity Pebbles.
Can I change my? Can I trade Dutch
No.
chocolate for that?
You can draft first next year and take it then.
Jesus. Okay.
Cookies and cream will still be available.
What cereal? All cereal? What is that?
What's in it, Hunter? Fruity Pebbles.
So it's basically like sherbet ice cream with white chocolate and Fruity Pebbles.
It's really good.
It's really good.
I believe you. That's just odd.
What else is on my list?
I know Hunter took peppermint bark, but one of them that was on my radar was just peppermint.
Regular peppermint,
Mm.
also on my board.
I like the bark.
The Great Divide. You get 2 flavors for one.
I was gonna go there, but there were others on the board.
Yeah.
Sounds
Nobody
good.
talked about Millennium Crunch.
It was
Also
on my board.
Does anybody Hunter and Landon might remember this? I don't know if the out of state guys do, but Happy Tracks Tin Roof. You guys remember those?
I think I remember Tin Roof because isn't it like
Tin Roof is a
it's
good
in a
one.
brown container, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Tin
then
Roof's back.
the 4th of July one they did Red, White, and Bluebell.
No.
Don't know
Highly
that.
underrated.
Okay.
What were those flavors?
It was like
What were the red
it
and
was a
white?
red, white, and blue sherbet, but the blue one was blueberry. Really good.
I can't.
All right.
Yeah, that's my list. We got all.
I think we crushed that draft except for Hunter who didn't have a big board at all.
Yeah, Hunter sucks.
Hunter's talking in third person.
I got my 2 favorite flavors, oatmeal cream pie and Dr. Pepper float. So I'm happy.
The good news is nobody's trying to trade you out of that awful team.
Y'all just wait till Dutch Chocolate has a season of the year. Just
We
out of
need a,
nowhere.
Of
We-
the year was a sentence.
This is the first ice cream flavor ever invented.
Yeah, it is.
we need a graphic for this.
I will make us a
Exactly on it.
graphic, and I will let all of the porn bots vote my team number 1 on the Bluebell team poll that we just did. But
That was a good bit.
I think it's time to stop talking ice cream. So Jordan, you can check out, and let's talk a little bit of football.
Yeah,
The Mississippi State guy is going to talk about football after taking.
Jordan-
Hey, we're about to lean on Zach here because we're going to talk about the NFL first. So we talked about it at the start a little bit. We posed the question. Preseason has started. The new kickoff rule and the concussion things on the helmet. I don't know what they're called exactly. But are we a fan of the new kickoff, and are we a fan of them wearing the concussion caps during the game if they're painted like the team's helmet?
I'll start this off.
Do it.
So they've made a lot of changes to the kickoff over the years in pros and in college, and I think some of the changes originated with wanting there to be more action, right? So they moved the kickoff back to bring more kickoffs. Well, then they figured out more injuries happen. Well, then they instituted the fair catch rule. You get it out to the 25 or whatever. I think this rule is perfect in that it encourages more returns because you can't kick it into the end zone. But it's also safer. So I think they did a good job of mixing the two. And I guess, they can't take the credit. The XFL did it first. But Zach, do you want to give us a rundown of what the rule looks like?
It's so weird that I actually think teams are really going to not struggle with it, but we're going to see a lot of different approaches to it, I think, over the course of the whole season. I think this is going to take the entire season to figure out. So from my understanding, I may not have this correct. Like the Hall of Fame game, I was trying to watch it and it was just so weird. But you kick off still from the 35.
Yep.
But only the kicker lines up there. Everybody else is down on the opposite side of the field for the return. And they line up 5 yards apart from each other.
Yeah, so I was trying to think of what the yard lines were. I think the coverage team is on the 30. I think the coverage team's on the 30 or the 35. And then the return team lines up on the 20 or the 25, and then one guy deep.
And you could have a guy deep. And so the rule is you can kick it into the end zone on the fly still. But if you do, the team gets it out to the 30-yard line. And so you don't want to do that because that sucks. You don't want to put Mahomes at the 30 to start his drive. You can kick it into this I think they're calling it a landing zone.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what your plan is. You want to kick it into this landing zone, so that's where they're going to return it from.
Which is it's from the goal line to the 20, right?
20, I think it's to the 20. So if the ball lands in the landing zone and then goes into the end zone for a touchback, it comes out to the 20. So it's a little less because the goal is to not kick it through the back of the end zone anymore. They're trying to
and if you don't get it to the landing zone, I think they get it out to the 30.
I think so too, or 35.
So basically, what kickers are going to be trying to do is kick it to about the 10 or 15 because you don't want to kick it. You don't want to kick it to like the 2-yard line. Then they get a running start, a bigger running start. You want to kick it to like the 15 to where they don't have as much time to start setting up blocks. Because when the ball is in the air, the guys lined up on coverage and return, they can't move.
They cannot move until it catches the ball.
The only person that can move is the kicker, which doesn't really matter unless you're Pat McAfee and you're laying people out.
Exactly.
The guys on coverage and return team, those 10 guys lined up across from each other, they can't move until the return man catches the ball. So I think it's going to be interesting, and I think it opens up some doors for some crazy trick plays, some reverses potentially. I think it's going to be interesting.
I think it turns into an offensive play.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it looks like a running play because the teams are so close together and they're not that far from the return man. Like, it looks like just like a long running play.
It kind of sets it up to be like a rugby scrum almost.
And one, it's safer, which is good. But so I'm wondering if you're going to put like your backup running back out there, instead of like your typical return dude, somebody who can like kind of make the move with more guys coming out. Because a lot of times you get kind of the fast people, but they're at the 40-yard line when you catch the ball. Like, they're so much closer. I wonder if you want like your backup running back who can make a dude miss, in space, or who's used to doing that and gets that blocking right there. Because
I think it's going to do the opposite. I think it's going to create more kick return specialist type of players. I think you're going to see. Yes, I think you're going to see more Devin Hesters and less like Antoine Randall L type dudes that would return but also would still line up as a receiver. I think this is the beginning of like kind of what the closer position was in baseball. It just kind of happened because of rule changes. But I think that once it happens, that you're going to – I think it's going to create a position.
What's the over-under on kick return touchdowns this year?
Well, how many were there last year?
Tough.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you set that at? I'm not
I'm
sure.
going to say there's going to be more just because all the players may not know all the rules. There's so many rule changes at once.
It's such a massive change.
And you haven't even gotten to the worst part of it yet.
The worst part of it yet.
The onside kick, you have to tell the intent kind of stuff. That part
That's
sucks.
the only part that sucks about it. And
the rest of it, I can take it or leave it. But
when you can kick it.
Yeah, there's some rules about it. Like you can't do it at certain times, right? I don't know.
In the fourth quarter, and you have to be trailing.
So Sean Payton won a Super Bowl because he onside kicked in the first half.
Yeah. To start the second half.
To start the second half. So, like, Sean Payton, for right now at least, has one Super Bowl. That's his claim to fame in that Super Bowl. And with that rule, one of the best coaches in the game right now, one of the best coaches in the game then, doesn't have a championship.
I don't agree with that. I am okay with amending like how you do the onside kick. Like if you want to put, you can only do this many players on one side or whatever they want to do. I don't care about that. But don't tell them when you can do it. That's like telling a baseball player you can only bunt, in this situation. That's dumb. Yeah. It's dumb.
It does take away the strategy of the game. I think that the new kickoff, I'm going to get used to it. I think my biggest critique of it is I have to get used to it. And I think a lot of it is because like, the opening kickoff is like so adrenaline pumping because the crowd's into it, everybody's into it, and then the kicker goes up, kicks the ball, everybody's in a dead sprint down to cover their kick, and it's adrenaline pumping. You're getting excited, and it just looks so weird at the Hall of Fame game to see one little dude by himself just going to kick like he was kicking warm-ups, and everybody else is just kind of waiting for him to do his thing, and then boom, there we go. So it's just going to have to take some getting used to. I think by the playoffs, I'll be like, oh, this was right for the game. And I do think it's right for the game, but it does take away a little bit of that old school football. Like, all right, let's run down there and let's go hit somebody. And
Well, it's
I
not
mean,
the only thing that's taken away old school football.
yeah,
But
so
like, it didn't take me long to get used to the 33-yard extra point.
yeah.
I wanna say this: if there's a league that can handle a major rule change or a series of rule changes all at once like that, if there's a league fan base that can handle that, it's the NFL.
Without
course.
question.
Because in baseball, you have so many people that are still like staunch old school. Basketball always flops at rule changes. Nobody's going to quit watching the NFL because of the rule changes. The
Right.
NFL can handle it. They can afford the change. And by week 4, nobody will know what's happening.
Yeah, that's true.
What if we put a little thing in there about, if teams are within 10 in the fourth quarter, it changes back to the old way so that you could do a surprise onside kick still or something like that to where that's still available.
Well, that's my question. Like, how do you do the onside kick?
I guess you
Yeah,
just do it
because
like
if
normal,
you're expecting it, like,
but
How
you
do you-
just have to tell them.
Everybody down there. If everybody's on the other side of the field.
I want
Sorry,
to
I'm not
go into the second part of your question there, Hunter.
Yeah, so I mean, I do think that it is good for player safety, and we are eliminating injuries. But I'm going to be a little bit of a hypocrite here. I don't think the concussion cap should be worn during a game. I just think it looks goofy, and I know that that's kind of an elementary way to look at football. Like, oh, like I don't want to watch it because I'm still going to watch it, but like I don't want them to look goofy. I think a lot of it's like like even when we all played football in high school, like your helmet was like, it's cool, like I'm running out there, my high school mimicked the Florida Gators. So we had the script on the side of our helmets. It was orange and I like Florida's helmets. So like, it was cool. If I wore a goofy concussion cap on top of that, am I safer? Yeah. But I don't know. The swag's not there. The vibes aren't there. I feel like wearing it at practice is great. During the games, I think you should just keep it off.
Well, here's my thing. The helmets have changed so much over time. Like,
Yeah.
helmets used to be freaking leather, and like, so helmets change. I honestly don't care one way or another if people wear them or not. And here's the thing: people brand stuff all the time. You'll brand whatever you can. They can, if they want to slap a big logo on the side of a concussion cap, they can. So
I'd be curious if they were going to try to put it inside the helmet. That was what I thought they were going to do.
Oh, kind of like like the soccer concussion caps that are more like slim fitting to the head. You put that on, and then the helmet over the top of that.
Kind of what I was expecting, and then to see it outside like that, I was kind of just thrown off. I wasn't sure.
Listen, the one dude that we've seen wear it was Jonathan Taylor,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Has there been anybody else yet?
I don't think so in a game.
Okay. So, first of all, let's not pretend preseason is a game. It's not.
It's not.
It's not, but it is
Stetson
for the
Bennett-
guy trying to make the roster.
Stetson Bennett is a 2-time college football national championship MVP and threw 4 picks against backup players. Let's not pretend it's a real game.
That game was terrible. Why did I watch
So, Jonathan Taylor had an injury that nearly cost him his one big payday because running backs have such short shelf lives now.
Mm-hmm.
As a fan, what I would rather, and not that I'm a huge Jonathan Taylor fan necessarily, but I would rather that guy be able to play longer because he's fun to watch than care about if he wears something that looks stupid on his helmet. Like, the whole bit is player safety, and there's only so much that they can do by nature of the sport.
Mhm.
But if dudes want to go out there and rock the concussion helmet, throw a Dallas Cowboys logo on it and be done.
See, I think-
Andrew Luck, Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, like generational talents got careers cut short because of injury. If they can capitalize on that and make their product even better, why would they not do that? I'm all in. Let's do it.
I think it's just for me, like the college game, because I follow it more. Like I'm an NFL fan, but I like college football more. When you have these alternate uniforms, the one thing they show you is like, oh, look at this alternate helmet. It's so cool. Check this out. We're doing these throwback lids to honor this team. So much emphasis is put on the helmet that I think that when you take that away, it kind of takes away a little bit of the excitement from like the people who get, excited about the uniform. And so I'm all for the player safety, but also too, it's kind of like do it, but make it look slick. Don't just do this giant, basically marshmallow on the top of your helmet.
There's a team called the Browns with a helmet that's orange. I don't care what the helmet looks like. I care if the best players are able to be on the field more often.
I do think they will probably find a way to incorporate it into the helmet well, knowing the NFL, because they will want those logos in the helmets to pop. So I'd be surprised if they don't figure it out.
I'll sneak in here as a former ops guy and equipment guy. There's only so much technology you can jam into a helmet. At this point, your best helmets right now, it was Visus. They had some great technology. Now it's Rydell with their custom helmets that actually scan their head, and it's mapped to the exact head of the athlete. You can't put anything inside the helmet because that's increasing space to the current padding, which creates a shockwave essentially still. So it has to be exterior to absorb it before it gets to the helmet.
Hunter, how much?
Yes,
understand?
Landon Nye, the science guy.
I don't know. That was really good. I don't know any other podcasts that are breaking down the science of football helmets. So
we
have
are a medical podcast, by golly.
We've talked about throats and we've talked about concussions. So I mean, we're basically doctors.
I think I know why I feel the way I feel about the helmets.
Why?
Because Antonio Brown, brilliant talent, would still be playing if Vontaze Burfict hadn't killed him on the field.
Fair.
And man, have you seen any of the guys' tweets? They look like somebody with brain damage.
Yeah, the less we talk about his tweets, the better for this podcast.
That's the reason I want guys to be safe, so that they don't end up like Antonio Brown.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for the NFL. I'm excited for our fantasy football league. I will set up our draft eventually at some point, but I'm more
running
excited.
Backs forever.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I am more excited for college football, and I do think that we are pretty unique as far as podcasts go, that we have 5 different fandoms on this podcast. We cover we don't have an ACC fan, but we cover 3 of the Power 4. So real quick, let's just go around the horn here and give us a quick outlook of all of your teams going forward. Say, your team, and then what do we expect going into 2024? Anybody can start us off.
I'll go first. Up there in Lubbock, Texas, with my Red Raiders, we're going to have a heck of a start to the season with my other alma mater, ACU. We're going to start out 5-0, and then from there, guys, it's going to be a rough, tough year. It's going to be – I'm hoping that we finish 6-6, maybe a 7-5. But we do get Colorado in Lubbock, so Dion's fake team gets to come down to Lubbock, and the new stadium down there is looking awesome. So
I've never been to a game in Lubbock, and I want to go, Landon, so I'm going to take you up on that one day.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, we absolutely have to all go to a game at each other's.
Oh, 100%.
That has to happen.
100%.
I went to a game in Lubbock with Landon, and West Virginia lost by like 5 touchdowns.
Okay, so Cameron's not going back, but the rest of us can go.
I'm not going back.
Okay.
Never going back.
Well, tell us about West Virginia, Cameron. What are the thoughts? Are the vibes high? Are we trusting the climb on this podcast?
Mountain Mama.
Vibes are high. I'm trusting the climb. I'm biased, but I think West Virginia fans just need to be brought down to reality a little bit.
Bashing our own fans already. Let's go.
Yeah, you're bashing our few followers we have. All right.
So last year was a good year considering Neil Brown's best season before that was 6-4 in the COVID year.
Mm-hmm.
And last year 9-4, big step up, but we really didn't beat anyone. Our 4 losses were Penn State, Oklahoma State, Houston on a Hail Mary, and then who else did we lose to? I'm forgetting the 4th team that we lost to. But anyway, finish the year off strong with a Duke's Mayo Bowl win over North Carolina. They didn't have Drake May, and they didn't have They didn't have Tez Walker, so I mean, we weren't really playing the real UNC team, but we played really well in that game. I think there's a lot of excitement around the team this year, mainly because of the offense and what we're bringing back there. Garrett Green is a really good dual threat quarterback. Underrated for sure. His stats are very similar to that of Jalen Milroe as far as dual threat quarterbacks go. The big thing that Garrett Green will have to improve on this coming year will be his completion percentage. I think he was in the mid 50s last year. So not a great completion percentage, but he had one of the best deep balls in the game, and he's obviously a great runner. Had, I think, 13 touchdowns on the ground last year. And that's all with not playing 2 games. He missed 2 full games, and we won both of those games. So I think there's a lot of optimism there, knowing that we can rely on our backup. But there's excitement there. We filled in positions that we needed. We added some key guys at receiver. Guy from Oklahoma State, Jaden Bray. Justin Robinson from Mississippi State. Shout out the dogs over there in Starkville, Hunter.
He's a good one. He's got potential.
Yeah, we're excited about him. We got a good tight end, Cole Taylor. Which, by the way, Cole Taylor, a lot of people don't know this. He was the LSU player's shoe that got thrown in that Florida LSU game.
Marco Wilson, a legend.
Yeah, so that happened, and then he transferred to West Virginia. But he's a solid tight end, good blocker, good receiver. Lost a couple of pieces on the offensive line, but should be able to fill those in pretty well. Defense, we lost a couple people at each level, but I think replaced them pretty well. We added, I think, like 6 transfer corners in the portal, so that should be exciting. Should get some good athleticism on the back end. Had a couple guys in the linebacker core that were injured a lot last year that were big pieces that are going to be back this year, which should be good additions to have. And then defensive line is just really deep. So I think there's good reason for optimism, but it's also a really, really difficult schedule with Penn State again. Pitt on the road. Pitt obviously not a great program right now, but always going to Pittsburgh for the backyard brawl is a tough challenge. And then the Big 12. I mean, the thing with the Big 12 is that yes, you lose Texas and Oklahoma, but you're still adding some really, really good programs. Mm-hmm. There's no real easy games, and I think West Virginia wins a lot of those games, but it's a really tough schedule. I think you could legitimately see between a 6-6 and like a 10-2 West Virginia team this year. So it's tough to predict, but I think there's reason for optimism.
That's exactly
we
how
had
I
him in
feel
on it
about my team. Could be 6 wins, could be 12 wins. Never know.
Go ahead and touch on your Longhorns in here. How are we feeling going in the SEC? Yeah. Welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Where'd the Bulldogs finish last year?
6th in the West, baby.
Oh, okay. Try to do better than that. No, I think Texas, obviously the year they're coming off of, it's a little bit deceptive. Last time we talked college football, I mentioned this, but this to me feels a lot like Texas the year they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, and Sam Ehlinger claimed that they were back, and then they went and won 5 games the next year. I don't know that they know what they are right now. Has historically struggled in the first quarter, struggled to get going against teams that they're expected to beat soundly. I think there's obviously, I mean, you look at that schedule in Michigan and Georgia, the 2 that jump out, but I think that there's a couple trap games in there. UTSA and what they've done, they played Texas tight for 3 quarters the last time they played. I think there's some SEC schools that people are underestimating. I think people are maybe overestimating Texas a little bit. Their starting running back is already out for the year, and I think he was going to be a big piece. And then, of course, the big D-line guys that they lost with Byron Murphy and Devondre Sweat. I think if you have those pieces going into the SEC, it looks a little bit different. But everything that they're going to live and die by Quinn Ewers. I mean, they just are. His development from 22 to 23 was really, really good. I think that there are bigger, faster, stronger linebackers and corners in the SEC across the board. So he's going to have to really minimize mistakes. And as Quinn goes, I think that's how they go. If you get C+ play from Quinn Ewers, I think that they win 7 or 8 games. If they get B+ or better play consistently from Quinn Ewers, I think that they're in the playoff and anything can happen. I'm not ready to say I think they're going to win the conference yet. I think Georgia and Alabama, I mean, there's some options there for sure. But the other thing is they have not solved Oklahoma. And even in Oklahoma's down years in the last couple years, Texas struggles in that game. So if you can't beat Oklahoma, and if last year they picked Quinn Ewers apart and they were not good. So Oklahoma's about the 8th best defense that Quinn's going to see this year. So it all lives and dies by Quinn. I think that they end up at 9 or 10 wins and get to the playoff. You look at the way the season ended against Washington, they lose by 6, but they were never really in that game. A lot of those points kind of came in garbage time. Washington was a much, much better team, and I think that's more of the quality that they're going to see every week. So let's call it 9 and 3.
Let's go from 2 teams that have a good offense to Zach, who is a fan of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh, you wait, buddy. You wait. They play 12 games. Maybe they'll score 16 touchdowns this year.
Whoa. That's a lot.
There's none of those are offensive. No, actually, okay, so the Hawkeyes probably, I don't know if anybody pays attention to what they did a year ago. I think it's the most improbable 10-win season I've ever seen. They hit 4 of the lowest over-unders in the history of the sport last year, and they hit an under in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They had one of the best defenses in college football, and easily one of the worst offenses. Like, they couldn't move the ball. There was no hope for points. It was just crazy. That being said,
Zach, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you here, Zach.
You're good.
10 win season, and it should have been 11. They should have beat Minnesota.
Yeah. The fair catch thing was BS.
And then you're 1 win away in the Big Ten championship game from the playoff.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. It's dumb. Now, granted, they lost to Michigan by like 1,000 in the Big Ten championship game, and then Tennessee beat them 35-0 in the bowl game.
I did hear on the rumor mill that was the one game that Michigan didn't need to steal signs for offensively was Iowa.
That game was over fast. And so, yeah, Iowa's won 2 of the last 3 RIP Big Ten West championships, and then they will not, it's all one big league now. It's just the teams. The top 2 are going to play for the championship in Indianapolis. So it's like, Iowa's done. They're not playing that game anymore. But their schedule's super light this year.
Mm-hmm.
They go to Ohio State, and legitimately that's the only game I know for sure they're going to lose.
Wow.
Let me run down the schedule for you, boys. Illinois State, Iowa State, Troy, Minnesota, Ohio State. I guess I should say this. Washington in Iowa City. That's another one I could see them losing. But it's in Iowa City. Michigan State, Northwestern, Wisconsin, UCLA, Maryland, and Nebraska.
Woof.
They don't play the big hitters.
Yeah.
So they're losing to the Buckeyes, probably will lose to Washington, and then they're going to lose a game in there that you would think they would win. So,
I think Iowa State's going to be a sneaky one. They got a decent team.
Iowa State's always sneaky because that's their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's Iowa State's Super Bowl to beat Iowa. It just is. And so Iowa never takes it as seriously as they should. And so they always are in a close game with them. It's always so annoying.
I just think it's funny if they could just somehow turn the offense into something that has a pulse, that there's an outside chance with that week of a schedule that you're looking at a 10-2 Iowa with an argument to be the 11 or the 12 in the playoff. Well, I guess not the 12 because the group of 5 would be the 12. But like the argument to get in the back door of the playoff if the defense is as good as it was last year.
Yes, and it will be because it always is.
Yeah.
The other part that does not get talked about enough was their injuries. Quarterback 1, both tight ends, top running back, top receiver, 3 linemen. So that's part of it. Granted, you have your starters. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make because of how bad the play calling and stuff is in the scheme. But I would say look out for the next great Iowa tight end. It's Luke Lachey. He's the dude. And then I just want to see Cade McNamara play a full year and just see what happens. He might not be any good, but I just want to see it. So that'll be fun. It's fun. I know exactly what Iowa's going to be. They're going to win 8 or 9 games. They're going to contend late in the season. They're going to go to a January bowl game. There's your Iowa Hawkeyes for the last 25 years.
Listen, we've talked about this previously, but if you could tell me you get to pick, your team's going to win 9 games and play in January every year, or your team's going to win 11 games once every 25 years, might win a natty, but you don't know what the other 24 years are going to be, I would take the 9 wins in the bowl game every time. Give me that.
Because every now and then there's that random 11-1.
Yep.
It's random. 2015 Iowa went 12-0.
You have Iowa there, and that's what you described in the second part there, Jordan, is West Virginia. They had 3 great seasons in a row with Rich Rod, and then since then, 1 10-win season. So
there are these kind of teams like Oklahoma State fans find ways to be miserable. If you were at Oklahoma with those expectations, yeah, it would be frustrating. If you were at Iowa State with Iowa expectations, it'd be frustrating. But those kind of teams, you can give me that every single time. And I say that as a fan of a team who played for a playoff last year after a decade of being a premier brand and a terrible college football team.
It reminds me a lot of Wisconsin. I was very similar to them, where it's like you know exactly what you're going to get, and you know exactly what players are going to the NFL every year, what position they're going to send to the NFL.
I think, especially with the expanded playoff, and especially if it continues to expand, I think Iowa and Oklahoma State are those same kind of teams. I think Iowa once every 3 to 4 years, they're a CFP team. Yeah. You can give me that every time. Yeah, I know what I'm getting. I love that.
It is nice to kind of just understand it, and I've always been a Kirk Ferentz fan for that because it is who it is. Like I always had 2 head coaches since 1979. Like there you go.
The guy at Texas doesn't know if he's going to be there tomorrow, dude.
Right,
and it doesn't matter who it is.
Right. It could have been Mac Brown.
Mac Brown had 8 straight 10-win seasons, and they ran him out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about Mississippi State.
Hey,
Mississippi is a state.
What category do they fall in?
Here's the thing: is that I think what you guys are describing is what I think a lot of fans would actually want, like that consistent 9-win. Go to a January bowl every now and then, 10 wins. That's what everybody wants deep down, but nobody is going to say that out loud because they're going to want to say, oh, well, I want my team to be a national champion every year. Of course, knowing good and well that that's just not going to happen. And so I want to send a message to the few Mississippi State fans that are going to listen to us. Our expectations this year need to be one thing and one thing only, and that is putting an exciting offense on the field and showing improvement week to week. We have 10 new starters on the offense. The defense is almost completely new with a brand new scheme. We are under talent for the SEC. We are going to be in a massive rebuild after what happened. So 6-6 is the ceiling. That's it. And that's me being optimistic. And I'm not saying that we're going to go out here and lose every game by 40. I really think the offense can be really good. Jeff Lebby, everywhere he's been, he's the new head coach. He was the OC at Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Central Florida. He also called plays at Southeastern Louisiana and the FCS level. Everywhere he's been, he's had a top 30 or a top 20 or a top 10 offense. He is consistently putting points on the board. If we can consistently put 30 plus on the board every single game, that's a win for us right now, because we went from last year having the worst offense in the SEC outside of Vanderbilt. Yeah, Vanderbilt, that team. Yeah, that's how bad we were. If we can do that, score 30 plus a game, maybe sneak up and upset somebody we're not supposed to. I mean, Jordan hit on it right there. Stark struggles in the early on for Texas. We played Texas on September 28th, first ever SEC game for Texas. Go there and score 14 points in the first quarter and have a 2-score lead against Texas and get your fans excited. We're not winning that game. No chance. But if you can get me to the fourth quarter excited and still ready to watch football for another 15 minutes, that's a win for us. We have to build a program, and it starts this year with just putting an exciting offense on the field, letting the new transfers come in, lay a good foundation for what Jeff Lebby's going to be, and then using that to catapult next year. Because we all know, Mississippi State fans, we're going to compare ourselves to Ole Miss. I'm just going to say it right now. Ole Miss is going 10-2 at worst. They're probably going to play for an SEC championship. It's a really good team. But Jeff Lebby has the same DNA of what Lane Kiffin has. You can take that offense and you can build that at Mississippi State with what he has done at Ole Miss. It's doable at Mississippi State. And if you guys go back and look at trends, Ole Miss and Mississippi State are never good at the same time. When Mississippi State's really good, Ole Miss is really bad. When Mississippi State's really bad, Ole Miss is really good, at least in the last 2 decades. So Ole Miss is riding high. Their chips are on the table. If they don't make the playoff, it's a bust. We're trying to rebuild right now. This is our chance to sit here and catch them while they're going on their all-time high. They're about to go down, and we can start building a program to go up and actually start trying to make a run at a good 8-win, 9-win season in the next 4 years. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the offense. Blake Shapen transferred in from Baylor. He's not bad. Kelly Akari transferred in from UTEP, really good receiver. Donovan Booth from Utah State. He's got electric highlights. He's a home run running back. Really, really good. We brought back Jeffrey Pittman, who's a really, really good bruiser back. The defense, massive question mark. I don't know what's going to happen. Coleman Hutzler, former Texas co-defensive coordinator, but he never called plays, but he worked under Nick Saban. So obviously there's a pedigree there. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited. I think that it's going to be football that I want to watch and not 7-3 versus Arkansas, because God bless, that game needed to be taken out behind the barn and shot.
Don't you ever come at me with a 7-3 final score.
God bless. God bless. It was so bad. It was so bad. But I mean, that's us in a nutshell, guys. I mean, we are a wide range of fandoms. I mean, we cover 3 of the Power 4 conferences. We also got some JMU love. That's where Cameron went to school. So, I mean, I got some Nichols love down in the FCS. I got to support my Colonels down there. And obviously we keep up with ACU, even though we don't work there anymore. But I mean, we got a wide range of college football fandoms. So, I mean, I do like that about us. And I do think that there's excitement, at least at some point right now, for all of us, because all of us are 0-0. All of our teams are undefeated right now. So can't get mad until you lose one. So, but we are very long. I hope y'all have enjoyed it so far, but let's wrap it up here with our Hang the Banner segment. We're going to pass it around one more time, get a minute to 2 minutes, say whatever you want to hang a banner for in your room here that you're recording in right now, going into next week. Who wants to start us off and hang a banner for something?
Oh, I'm happy to go first on this one.
Go ahead.
So my beloved Texas Rangers saw their season end last week. Not officially, but they don't know it yet. They got no hit for 8 2/3 innings last week, and the fan reaction, the broadcaster reaction, the player reaction looked like they won the World Series again. Your whole bit was that you didn't get no hit against a team that you beat to get to the World Series, your in-state rival, who's had your number for a whole decade now. And you celebrated as if that was the biggest game in franchise history, which isn't that hard to remember because it was 9 months ago. And it's embarrassing sometimes because that is what loser franchises do. This is the Cleveland Browns of the major leagues. It's embarrassing to see that stuff happen. And I understand this is a down year, and I understand that there's a lot of things that haven't gone their way and a lot of dudes have underperformed, but to celebrate not getting no hit the way they did against a team who just kills them is embarrassing. And so for that, I say hang the banner that you didn't get no hit and you still lost the game by 4 runs. But be better. It's dumb.
That's a PSA right there.
I'll go next. Hang the banner, USA Gymnastics. You didn't have a bronze medal. You had a bronze medal, and then you lost it again. Jordan Childs, in her floor routine, needed to outscore 2 Romanians who were tied. She goes through her routine. It was a good routine. They score her afterwards at a 10th below. Okay. So she's in 5th. All right. She's in 5th. Well, after that, you're allowed to appeal to the judges. What many people don't know is that you have to appeal 1 minute after the score is final. So the coaches go over, they appeal. New score comes out. She comes out ahead of both Romanian girls for bronze. Woohoo! Bronze medal for Jordan Childs. Add another one to the USA tally. No. Romania then comes over and says, no, you did not get the appeal in within 1 minute. It was actually 4 seconds after the 1 minute had ended. The Olympic Committee reviews, and the Romanian challenge was upheld. Jordan Childs lost her medal after not having it and then having it, officially lost her bronze medal. F's in the chat for Jordan Childs. Great routine. Deserved a bronze medal. Hang the banner, USA Gymnastics. You have a fake bronze medal.
That was the most fascinating thing I have seen in so long at the Olympics, dude.
That was
And you
good.
told that story so well.
Yeah, he told it so well. So
I
good.
also love that they let her go on the podium to get the medal.
Oh, yeah,
And
that
then-
was the best part.
Literally,
And then had to send it back.
Yeah, 4 seconds. She was 4 seconds too late, and 6 days later, they retroactively took her bronze medal from her.
Landon, you got a banner you want to hang this week?
Hang the banner, Texas Tech football.
Oh, Jesus.
We can't have a repeat of Wyoming last year.
Guns up.
That was just tough, guys.
Was that the
And, on August 31st, whenever Texas Tech plays ACU for the brand and everything runs through Lubbock, Coach McGuire is kind of branded, which Jordan and I have had this conversation is just, I get it. The marketing team is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
No.
But it's so overplayed. And whenever you go out and lose to Wyoming in the first game, just stop, guys.
It's all West Texas.
The good news is they played Wyoming at Wyoming, so maybe everything does run
For
through
some
Lubbock.
reason.
Josh Allen?
True. True. So, hang the banner, Texas Tech. Let's not do Wyoming again on August 31st versus ACU. But I can't lose that game, so I'll be happy either way.
Where does Wyoming play? Where is their university located?
Laramie. I
Laramie.
believe.
Nice.
Wyoming?
What?
He's not wrong. Zach, go ahead and hang a banner somewhere.
I think we should hang a banner for the United States for basketball, while understanding that on the men's side, they're catching up, guys.
Yeah.
World's catching up. I think on the women's side, they're only going to continue to just keep dominating, I think, the U.S. But the men, down 17, had to come back. Curry had to be Curry. I will be very curious to see in 2028 if they can win another gold, because the world's catching up on the sport we invented. So, I think on the men's side, the international game is easily as good as it's ever been.
Hold on now. I think a Canadian invented basketball.
Dr. Naismith.
Yeah, he was a Canadian.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in the United States.
He invented it in New York, though, right? Or New Jersey?
Kansas.
I was close.
You were close.
That's good.
They're sister states, right?
No.
Yeah. Oh, Jordan missed a good one there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jordan missed that one. But
Oh, man.
I'm going to hang our last banner of the week, and I'm going to hang the banner. Colorado, you gave us the meme that just kept on giving, and you just didn't know that we were laughing at you and not with you. If you didn't see it, Colorado comes out like last week, and they show a random practice clip, which is what everybody's doing right now, of Shedeur Sanders throwing a pass, and the way that the video team edited that clip looked atrocious because the way that they cut it off, because he throws the pass, they cut it off, and it looks like the ball went to nowhere. And they jump edit to Travis Hunter catching it in the back of the end zone and tweet darts only. And the next thing you know, the internet sees it and takes it and absolutely runs with it. And we had some of the best memes, the best video clips I've seen in a long time. Arkansas started it with Taylon Green throwing a quick slant, and they edited it to a beautiful fade ball that was 60 yards down the field. And then from there, it took off like wildfire. Idaho edited one from inside the Kibbe Dome, and then the throw went outside the Kibbe Dome. The Florida Panthers, the hockey team, had the goalie clearing the puck and then edited to an empty net goal. It was just gold. Colorado is the gift that keeps on giving right now. And on August 29th, when they play North Dakota, everybody who is a fan of college football and who is done with the Deion experience is rooting for North Dakota State to just absolutely run it down their throats for 4 quarters. It's probably not going to happen, but if it does, you just that's the cherry on top of this darts only thing, because it was just hilarious. So congratulations, Colorado. Hang the banner. You created a meme that was not a good meme in your favor.
You are going to want to listen to this podcast. We are going to have some fun with Colorado.
Oh, we're going to have fun with Colorado.
I also got to tweet out the Ted Lasso gif and said darts only from the press box after.
That was good. I like that. It was good. We took it literally, and I like that approach. That you tweeted.
Did you see the actual clip, by the way?
Yeah, so that's the thing, too. They doubled down on it. So they actually tweeted the full play, and it was an awesome throw.
It was a wonderful play.
It was a great throw, but the way they tweeted it out originally was so stupid. Like, listen, and I don't want to be rude to the video people because their job is a thankless job. We know a lot of great video guys. Jordan knows a lot of great video guys that do not get the respect that they deserve. So it is kind of wrong to bash on them for that, because they probably clipped that up and they were like, this is going to be great. And then the internet was like, what did you just do?
And
then they doubled down. I have something to say here.
The social team saw it, and like as a bit, like between them, and like I wonder if they tweeted the wrong video.
I don't know.
The play was a really good play.
It was.
I have to admit something here. He may never listen to this podcast. I hope he does. And I hope he forgives me for saying this, but I have a buddy who works in the video team at Colorado.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We have to get answers. We have to get answers. I don't care what his name is. We have to get answers.
We got to get him on the show.
Oh man.
That's the first step. Him and then John Cena, and then after that, whoever.
Oh my God. Did he make the video?
Did he make the video?
Know.
Okay.
I haven't asked him.
All right, that's the lead into episode 2 is can we get Cameron's friend on the podcast to answer the darts only clip?
We're going to have a cliffhanger, guys.
Oh, look at us having cliffhangers. Oh man. That's great. We're going to follow up on that. We're going to cut this short at under 2 hours. But hope you guys enjoyed who listened to us. Catch us on Twitter. That's at PressBoxAD. All of us are on Twitter, tweeting from the account. We think it's funny, and if we think it's funny, we're going to put it out there. It's great stuff. That's at PressBoxAD. All of our podcasts are going to be released on Spotify and Apple Music. You can find us at PressBox After Dark if you search on both of those sites. And then check out our actual site that we just updated. It is PressBoxAfterDark.com. We just launched a brand new site, I think about a week ago, right, Landon? We got good stuff going on there. We got blogs every single week. 3 Up, 3 Down is the best blog that you will read about Major League Baseball. Jordan always undersells it. It's a great read every single week. Keeps you up to date with what's going on in Major League Baseball. That's every Wednesday, 3 Up, 3 Down. We got more college football record predictions going out on Twitter up until the kickoff of college football, which is next weekend on August 24th. So we really appreciate you guys. Does anybody want to say anything else before we close it out on our first podcast? We got 8 minutes to the 2-hour mark.
Hunter,
Hunter.
Did you read all of that?
I didn't read a single thing. And so if I want to throw in one more sponsor, again, Hobby Lobby, the Iowa State Fair, what else do we like? Bluebell ice cream. We're a Blue Ball.
Get Bucky's in the mix.
Oh yeah, Bucky's. We want Bucky's. We love Bucky's.
Swag.
If you do want to talk to us, if you want to give us topics to talk to, if you go to pressboxafterdark.com, in the bottom right, there's a chat feature that emails us directly. So if you want to email your questions after hearing the podcast, or if you want to tell us we suck, that's perfectly fine. We just want to hear interactions and see you guys seeing the site.
Well, and also you can also just send actual mail to Hunter's house. We'll send out the address.
Yeah, we will send out the address via Twitter in 2 weeks. We will send it out that way. But that'll do us for Press Box After Dark, episode 1.
Love it.
We'll just call it a wrap, guys. I had a blast, and so we will be back in 2 weeks that is August 29th, the day of week 1 college football, early in the morning on Thursday morning. You will see episode 2 of Press Box After Dark. But other than that, that's all we got for you.
Excited. This is going to be a fun year.
It's time for the Sonic drive of the game. And perhaps, as far as I'm concerned, the drive of the game may be our drive home from Starkville to Tupelo.
You can't fire me! I got a contract! I'm Rance Wilder!
That's awesome.